part 7 in this look back at Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. Today's level is going to be the first part of Kona, USA. And this level is a level I find really hard, so I don't know how many parts it's going to be broken up into. I don't ever remember finishing this level, so I'm a bit worried about it, but I think I'm going to keep trying with it. There's one goal in particular I remember really struggling with. It was the last goal I did, so I must have done it. I'm pretty sure I did, but I just can't remember if I have or not. So I remember there's like a goal you have to do a misty flip, I think it's called, over this hut thing, and it took me forever to. I eventually got lucky with it, but so if any goal's really going to cause me trouble, it will be that one. I haven't done any look back at Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 for a really long time now. I think it's about July or August, possibly. I could be wrong on that. I should have checked, really. It doesn't really matter. Just I like to know dates. The reason I've decided to bring it back really was because I was looking, just checking what games were out in 2002 for my 10 Years On series, and I just happened to notice that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 came out on the 15th of November on GameCube, Xbox and PlayStation 1. I thought it was PlayStation 2, but it didn't come out to the following week on PlayStation 2 in the UK, and I thought, well, that's a great chance to bring it down. And I always did say that if I was going to bring it back, well, I originally said when I did my Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 look back, I said that I was really unsure whether I was going to start Tony Hawk 4, and I decided to because I was really enjoying the games, and I always said that if I don't finish it, I'll keep it for November because it's 10 years old then. Because I thought it was November for everywhere, but it turns out in America, from what I've read on Wikipedia, it was October. So, I mean, I was always going to come back to it in November, but with all the Tony Hawk buzz kind of dead now, I'm hoping that, well, I'll still enjoy playing it anyway, so it won't matter anyway. But with Tony Hawk, it's kind of, the buzz has kind of died on it now, with it being quite a few months back now that Pro Skater HD was released. I haven't played it in a really long time. I kind of was a little bit disappointed with it in some ways. I kind of enjoyed it. In some ways though, I really wish I didn't wait. Well, I don't know, I waited for the PlayStation 3 version, and just because of the online, because I don't have a gold subscription. Looking back on that, I'm not sure that was such a great idea. I think part of the reason I did it as well because of the whole exclusive thing, because I really hate the whole exclusive thing, and that was another reason, admittedly. But looking back on it, I think I would have, for what you get on, I've heard you get on the Xbox version, maybe that would have been the better thing, because the online really wasn't. I don't know, it was just missing something. I did one session on it, and I had no desire to come back to it. I really didn't enjoy it, so that felt. I wouldn't say. I don't know if really had to put what was missing. It's a hard one to call because it just wasn't that great. It didn't feel like the old Tony Hawk games I used to enjoy online. So I really can't put my finger on what's missing there. And the same with the whole game, really. I mean, it's got some good modes in it and some replayability in it, but after I finished it with a few characters, I wasn't that interested on playing it anymore, really. I kind of went off it a bit quick, because I know the DLC is still waiting to come out, because I think it was originally meant to come out when, it was a couple of weeks after the PlayStation 3 version launched. I think something about that I remember reading. I could be mistaken on that, to be honest. But then I remember they said that it was definitely going to be out the first week of November, I think it was. I know it was meant to be sometime in November, and that didn't happen. Because I remember reading a message on Facebook saying that it was delayed to the first week of December. So I know a lot of people were quite angry about that. I mean, personally, I don't know if I was that bothered by it, because I think after playing the game and losing interest, I don't think I was going to bother with it. I don't know. I had plans to, because I like a lot of the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 levels that were included, so I was thinking about it, definitely, but I think with the delay, it kind of, and me losing interest, I don't know if I will bother now. And that's not me being spiteful, it's just I've moved on to to play other things, really. And I don't know though, I will finish the game off. I've got plans to go back to it, so I hope, well, maybe my thing will change on that. I think it really will come down to pricing, to be honest. But I think that's always the thing with DLC is if you leave it too late, people move on to other things they're not so interested in it. But sometimes I think DLC can bring you back to a game. So I think I think there is a degree of timing to it. I think it depends on how the game is overall. If it's a game you really, really enjoyed and want to come back to it, then you can get away with releasing it, you know, whatever time really. Well, within a year, I would imagine. I expect if you released DLC for a game that's probably 5 years old, I don't know if people would want to go back. I think it's really about the level of enjoyment, to be honest. But I really can't work out why it wasn't as enjoyable. I mean, the first couple of days I really couldn't stop playing it. I really, really enjoyed it. I think it was about September I really went off it. I think it might have been a bit later. I just found myself playing other games, and I think a lot of my look back videos as well. I was playing stuff like that, so I think a lot of the videos I do, I do enjoy the games. So it's, you know, I get really into them. So I think it was all that really why I stopped playing it. But as I said, I have got plans to, because it's quite unusual as well that it has a platinum trophy, because a lot of downloadable games don't have that. I don't think there are any that do, except for Tony Hawk. I certainly, none of the ones I've got platinum trophies except for Tony Hawk. So I'll have to look into that. That's actually quite interesting. But I found I was quite shocked when I seen it had a platinum trophy. I was like, they never normally do digital games, but you know, I ain't gonna complain. Actually, no, I don't know, because I've got the disc version of the Back to the Future game, and that has a platinum trophy. So I don't know if the downloadable one had that. So I can't comment on that either. I always remember this level really quite well, though. As I said earlier, it's a real hard one, and I just remember getting quite frustrated with it. But I do remember having, I remember that I think there's a pro challenge. I can't remember the guy's name now. And I think he was on Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX. Oh no, it's not him. He helps you in the challenge. It's Steve. I think it's Steve Calabera. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong on that. I remember you have to do like these lip tricks, and this guy with the bike goes over you. I always remember that goal. I think it's one of the pro goals. I remember it being quite hard, but I remember when well, I say it was quite hard. I think it was just a case of having good balance and just sort of getting used to it.
Jumpy jumps and some spinny wizards and some of those flippity doos. So
I actually thought I'd start with the snake run because I had that feeling I might just get it for the first time, and I did quite well remembering it. Like, I kind of got away with that, but that third run I think I need a lot of practice on. So I think it's going to be one of those levels where I'm going to have the DVD recorder on constantly, because I can see me getting it when I'm not recording. So it might take a bit of a time to get this level done, because I don't like to, you know, just leave it running and running and running, and you watching the same thing over and over, because it's not entertaining really. That's why I try and get as many goals as I can done first run, but it's not always easy. I mean, I think a lot of people who've played this game will probably appreciate it. You know, if they've played it and had the trouble I have, they'll appreciate how hard it is. I don't know, I think it just depends on how easy you find games and the patience you have, really. I was kind of showing off there and trying to get points quickly, but it kind of backfired. This go actually I find quite annoying sometimes, because you just got to clip them and you have to restart the whole. Oh. Sometimes I just go so I get so into it and just do over the top stuff that just shouldn't work, and sometimes you get lucky and it lands, but the majority of the time you actually end up on your backside. I actually have unlocked one of the secret characters. I've got enough money, so I'm going to be doing a video on that as well. That's Eddie from Iron Maiden. I think it's their mascot. I think that's the term you'd use for him. I'm not really a fan of Iron Maiden, so I don't really know too much about them. I know some of their songs, and I know my friend's a real big fan of them, so I get a lot of information from him, to be honest. but I will be doing a video showing him off. I just thought it was, you know, an interesting video. I like doing things like that, so that's probably going to be the next thing for part 2, possibly. I'll have a go over the weekend with this and see how I get on. I think is the best thing to do, and so I think that probably the next video will be. I don't want to call it because I'm not unsure how this is going to go, but I'll probably aim it for by the end of the month. Let's put it that way. It just gives me a a fail-safe gap in case I can't. I was going to say next week, and that's why I'm going to aim for it, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't know. It depends sort of how much. Well, it depends how well I get on with it, but I think I probably will do the Eddie video next, and then I'll do them for all the secret characters. Really, I just think it's funny. Some more videos I've got coming up. I'm going to be doing Medal of Honor Frontline. That's going to be my thoughts 10 years on. I'm going to be playing the HD version that come with Medal of Honor 2010. It's annoying, why didn't they just give it a flashy title? But it's a reboot of the series, so. And I'm going to be trying to finish off some Parasite Eve and stuff like that. I haven't been getting a lot of views on those, but I've been really enjoying them. So it's, as I said, as long as I'm enjoying them, I'll continue with them. I think, views it'd be great if you could get a load, but sometimes, it takes a bit. Some of the videos that I did at the start of the year didn't get a lot of views. Got about 4 views, not a lot, and at the moment some of them got 500. I think a lot of the Tony Hawk 1 videos I didn't have a lot to start with. I think the first Tony Hawk video I did had 10 views within the first week, and I think it's got like 200 now. So I think you just have to be a little bit patient with it. And I said, if you're not enjoying the project, that's when you call it a day, I find. Unless if other people are enjoying it and you're not so much enjoying it, I would still carry on. But I think if you're not getting the views and you're not enjoying it, that's when I kind of give up on it. I think that's what happened with, as I said, keep saying about Resident Evil. That's why I gave up on that. I just didn't find it enjoying anymore, so I gave up on it. I think I said in one of the Tony Hawk games, it was I found it really hard to get a 99 overall score. In this one, I seem to get it quite a lot. But I think the tricks are a lot easier to pull on this one for me. I think maybe in the later on competitions that might change. But I think it's really weird. I used to be really awful at vert tricks, but through sort of playing, I think it was 2 that really relies on them. Well, it might have been 1. I can't remember now. I think it is 1 that really relies on vert tricks. Yeah, no, because there's no manual. That's right. When I was through playing 1 again, I've kind of got used to them, and I'm a hell of a lot better at them. It's really strange. Because I was always doing the grindings and manuals and all that all over the place. So I can't think of any other projects. Oh, and I've got some Tomb Raider stuff as well. Going to be playing. Well, I'm going to be doing like a sort of a history of them. I'm not going to be playing the old like the full thing of them. I'm just going to be doing doing a level of them. I've got Tomb Raider 2 coming up soon. I've got the digital version of that. As I said in the first Tomb Raider video, if you watched it, you'll know. But for those who haven't, yeah. If you are interested, I was playing the Lost Valley level. I might put a link in it just for anybody who does want to see it. It's just easier for you to, if you were interested in it, say if you go looking for it. So I'll put a link in on the page. And I'm going to be doing a full playthrough of Tomb Raider Anniversary, which I always thought was one of the Tomb Raider that did really well, but actually, surprisingly, from what I was reading up on it, it actually didn't do that well, which is quite a shock. But I think that's really all I've got, and I'm going to be hopefully finishing some of this up. I've always thinking stuff up, what I'm going to come up with, like projects. So I always sit there thinking, oh, I'll do this, I'll do that. So there's always stuff, I'm going to be doing some guitar videos soon again as well. I've been planning on it for a really long time. I usually at the end of the year do like a Christmas video, so I'll be doing that again, I expect. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.